Hello Denim Heads, this is David from the Sons of Selvage podcast here for a 5x1 review where I tell you 5 things you want to know about one rugged good. And today I'll be talking about the Rocky Mountain Featherbed Christy Vest. So point number 1 is the fit. This is a size 42, which is basically an extra large in Japan or a large in the USA. And this is pretty great for me. So I'm 6'2", 165, maybe 170 pounds. The shoulders on this measure about 17 inches. The chest, if you kind of push it flat so that, because obviously it's puffy, around 23.5 inches. The waist area down here at the bottom is about 21.5 inches. And overall length, like in the center back, I think is 29.5 inches. And you can see how it kind of like comes down lower in the back and a bit higher on the sides. Which you should take into account for the fit because that's part of the vintage pattern. So point number 2 I'll talk about is the collar. So the collar does technically stand up if it's cold, or it can like be flipped down if it's not quite so cold. That said, it is made of leather, and so the leather is going to kind of control how much flexibility it has, and I would argue that it doesn't have a lot of give. So like you can kind of flip it up or flip it down, but don't expect a lot of the same flexibility you would have as if it was made out of like a cotton. Point number 3, there's actually a total of 5 pockets on this vest, which I find to be pretty great. So obviously you've got your 2 external hand pockets, but if you look carefully here, these pockets actually have Velcro and an additional layer. So it's almost like a front section to stash an item behind the Velcro, and then a second section for your hand. Similarly on this side, you've got that extra Velcro pocket hidden behind the main pocket. And on the inside, on the left side, you've got a pocket that closes by zipper. So point number 4 I'll talk about is the fact that this is made partly with leather up top. Obviously it's nylon down below and it's filled with down. But because it's leather, you have to expect some level of variability in the finish. So for example, this shoulder is like really smooth and kind of clean looking, let's call it. Whereas this shoulder is a lot more kind of crinkly and creased, and also a bit softer. This is just the way the leather breaks in, so you kind of have to know about that going into it and embrace the natural material. If you don't like that, I think they maybe do have some versions that are like completely nylon, but the classic Christy look is the leather shoulders, which is also good for like backpack straps, and it's reinforced, and then a nylon body. And point number 5 I'll mention is that the snaps are just rock solid on this thing. So when you button it up, it really feels like it's going to kind of keep closed, keep you warm, and like you don't have to expect the snaps to start popping open. Also, there are snaps on the neck, 2 of them, that kind of really help get that leather to hold tight together. But obviously I'm not going to sit here and make you sit through them because of the fact my mic's here. And one thing too I'll maybe mention related to that is I do get a little bit of pulling on the chest with this, and this is again a size 42. I don't think it's that necessarily I need a bigger one. Like I don't necessarily need to jump up to 44. I think it's more just the fact that it does expand out in like a 3-dimensional space with all the down filling. There's quite a lot of down in there, but it could be the case that maybe I'd be better suited in a size up. But with the 23.5 inch chest measurement, it feels like maybe it's the right size. So I don't know, maybe I could take a 44 instead of a 42, but I love this thing. I'm pretty happy with it as it is. You can often find them secondhand on eBay, Grailed, or on other sites. And yeah, it's fantastic. So the Rocky Mountain Featherbed Christy Vest, solid black, as you might expect from me, size 42. Thanks.